welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer, and I'm here with Melissa Belzer, and this is Road Trip Edition continued. Yeah, we're heading back. Neither of us got a lot of sleep last night.
Nope.
So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
But we're doing this whole part in the daylight, and we're splitting up.
Not us.
No, we're splitting up the drive.
Yeah.
In 2 sections this time, so we're not going to do 29 straight hours like we did last time. That may not be one of my wisest decisions, but
Tried to be convincing the other way. I did not win.
Nope, just wanted to get there.
I know, I get it. Is that an animal?
It did make it less stressful, just being there.
Oh, that's big.
So we got there day before we needed to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about Burlington and things that they've changed. We were talking about it on the last episode. So we'll go over that, and then I wanted to go over our hotel stay. We're not going to name the hotel, and the reason being is that, well, I'll get into it with the story and I'll explain why when we get there. But there is a reason why we're not naming them at this time. And we didn't post anything about the hotel, so it's not like you can even go on my Instagram and find out. Because I'm waiting. So, but anyway, let's go over Burlington first. Okay, so, because this will all tie into the hotel, and I'll easily be able to move into the hotel topic.
Well, they're going to figure it out when you talk about activities you've done around the hotel?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, maybe.
Maybe just be...
No.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, before I so rudely interrupted, well, you made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
Okay, so there have been some investors and some people that really believe in Burlington that have come in, pumped in a lot of money.
Yeah.
Ooh, look, fresh curds. Distracted. We're like squirrels here. We see dogs. We see squirrels everywhere. But anyway, investors came in. They got grant money to put in the city, and they put in millions of dollars fixing things up. Well, one of the investors really wants the PGA Tour to have a stop there.
Yeah.
There's certain guidelines you have to meet in order to get a PGA Tour, which
I didn't. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't know that.
Yeah, once they brought it up, I was like, okay, all that makes sense.
Yeah.
One of them is that the runway had to be expanded. That's been taken care of.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's considered an international airport, but it's a bigger airport now.
Maybe they get different qualifications.
Well, because we can fly from Phoenix into Burlington. So, which, if you go back a decade ago, we couldn't. We had to go to the Quad Cities and do the drive, which I wasn't thinking about it, which is part of the reason that we drove, because I was like, no, you can't fly into Burlington. That's stupid. Because I was like, it's got to be a different direct flight. Anyway, whatever. That's whatever on my part.
You still can fly into Burlington now.
Yes, but it's more easy now.
Yes.
Than it was.
For sure.
Okay, so they had to do that. Then they had to have X amount of hotels, which they did not meet, and the quality of the hotels had to be there. Well, the quality of the hotels was complete and utter garbage. So this one investor, he bought up a bunch of the hotels, and then he poured millions, obviously. Yeah, he poured a lot of money into the hotels, rehabbing all of them. So like the Holiday Inn Express, it's brand new remodel. The Fairfield Inn, there was a bunch of others. Then they put up a new hotel down by the casino, so that's, I think, a Hampton.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, you'll have to speak up, because remember.
Yeah, yes. Sore throat.
Okay, so they put that up, and then, so that's in process. Then the other things that the city needs is they need growth, and one of the problems they didn't have the growth is they needed more gas coming into the city. So they're laying pipeline for gas to come in, and I didn't realize this, but it's needed for the industries that they're trying to attract. One of them has to do with expanding the ammunition depot
Interesting.
And then the other one was some other business that they're trying to get in, but that'll help because from talking to them, what I understand is they want to be the fastest growing city in all of Iowa.
Goals.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool because they have been declining 4 decades in population.
That's what you tell me. I mean, I don't know.
Well, they lost all these industries,
yeah.
So of course. So anyway, they're working on that. So all these hotels have been taken care of, and then there's the one we stayed. This is my segue to the hotel.
Yeah.
So from the word go, it was an absolute train wreck, and I don't know the guy's name, so I don't have to shout it out.
No.
All I can say is that the guy wearing sweatpants smelled like BO. Now, we had joked on the episode where we were in the parking lot that we weren't going to pay the extra $25 to move in. Well, no sooner did we get out of our car that we're like, let's just pay the extra $25 because I need a freaking nap.
Walk up and do it.
And the guy was confrontational from the word go when we got in. Like, we went to the counter and we're like, we did our typical, we know we're early. Like to see about checking in early, and we know that there's a charge, and he just immediately went defensive on us of no check-ins till 3, you'll have to wait, and was just nasty from the word go. So okay, fine. Melissa goes and hangs out in the lobby with her computer. I grab my headphones and go for my daily walk.
Yeah.
I get back, I get in there like 10 till, and then at 3 till 3 o'clock, or 7 till 3 o'clock, this whole family comes in with all their luggage.
Family of 4 with a bunch of luggage. They're tired.
You can tell, same situation. They're exhausted. 7 minutes before. And before they could even say anything, he goes, check-in's not till 3, go sit down. It's exactly what he said.
Just said, sit down there.
Go sit down. And wouldn't let anybody check in. So that's when I got on
which I didn't know
live,
this.
which Melissa didn't know.
I was like, dang.
Immediately I find out the company has 0 Facebook presence, and I'm like, okay. They have to have an Instagram presence. The hotel had 3 posts from the hotel. So whoever's managing it is doing nothing to promote the hotel or showing anything good about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like that anyway.
And well, no, it is like that. If you're not promoting or publishing anything on social media, then yeah, you don't have a business presence. But they had 3 posts in August, and then their last post before that was like in May. And the 3 posts in August were all on August 22nd. And how do I know that? Because they were all the same freaking day.
Right.
3 posts that one day.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, they really got into social media and then right back out. But that was their last post. And on Instagram, none. So I went to the corporate Instagram, and then I got into I slid into the DMs, and I started messaging corporate about the situation there, because it's like I told Melissa, I stayed in a 4-diamond hotel in LA last October, and it wasn't. The funny thing is, it wasn't intentional. I was looking for the closest hotel to a venue I was going to for a concert, and they were all sold out. The next one available was this one. It was still walking distance from it, and it was just happenstance that I happened to book a freaking high-end luxury hotel.
Like to have seen it. That's all right.
Yeah, 4-diamond. And I told her, I go. My experience there was, I pulled in, valets opened the door, they got my luggage, bellhop took the bags in for me. I went to the counter, and I was like 3 hours early for check-in. And at that hotel, I told the lady at the desk, I go, I know I'm early, but I just want to see, can I store my bags?
Yeah, because they do that.
Yeah, because they normally have a storage spot for your bags. And I go, I just need to see if I can store my bags, and I'll just go grab something to eat. And she's like, oh, well, I already have a room ready. I might as well just check you in now. And I'm like, totally different experience. Because this one, he decides instead, everybody's got to wait for until 3, and at 3, he starts waving at people. Not even like coming over and being polite or anything, but just starts waving people over at 3 o'clock, and creates this backup line all the way to the door of people waiting to check in. And I was like, so my thought was, I'm like, okay, if the rooms are ready, it's 7 minutes early, it's 15 minutes early, who gives a shit? Just book everybody in and let's just get this rolling.
Come out of the lobby.
It was so inefficient the way to handle it. And that was just number one on the whole thing, was just that.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know. I always go, well, I know we're early, but is there any chance there's a room ready? And I would say almost all the time at any other hotel, less expensive or not, I've just never had, I don't have the expectation, but it just normally works out. I'm like, oh, cool. If it works out, cool. Otherwise, if not, then we're like, hey, can we store our luggage? And we've done that before.
Yeah.
If they weren't ready, and I get it. If they're not ready, cool. Then like, yeah, but you can store your luggage. They just kind of rolled one to the other. Great. So I don't have to sit here and go, ugh.
Just don't violate rule number one with me about it. Don't be an asshole about it. And that's what they were. They were an asshole about it. I'm like, what the frick are we doing here?
I'm just sitting back there, and I'm like, so now we can't check in until 3, and we've been sitting here, and now you're gonna have a line of, like, I think on the counter there was 9 or 10 rooms of people he had to check in. It's like, so how long is that gonna take? It takes at least 5 minutes per person. So times 9, you've got that last person that's waiting another 45 minutes rather than just get them checked in, even if their room isn't ready. I don't know. It's just like, it's just whatever, and that's fine.
Yeah, and I don't even know what the guy's name was.
I don't know,
but
I didn't see his name tag because he just has his polo shirt on.
Yeah, I don't. In fact, I don't even know.
I don't know if any of them were name tags.
Because I saw him in the hotel this morning. I don't even know if he had a name tag.
Yeah, I don't know.
But okay, so anyway. Then it continues, get to the room, and there was one towel in the room. I know it sounds like I'm being picky, but it's like there was one towel. There's no hand towels, no washcloths, no nothing, just one towel. So we had to go get more towels and all that. And it was just like one thing after another. And then the next day with breakfast was actually good.
It's decent.
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
So breakfast was fine, but what was unnerving is like breakfast was not supposed to be over for like another hour, and we're all done and everything. But somebody came up and go, "Hey, can you refill the waffle thing? It's out of waffle." And they came up with like a cup with only half a cup of the stuff to make the waffle. And the person goes, "Well, guess breakfast is over." The person working there, and I'm like,
are you kidding me?
I was like, wow,
it's not 10 o'clock yet.
So that was kind of weird. And yesterday morning, so that was Friday morning. Then Saturday morning, we're sitting there eating breakfast, and there's a fight in the lobby. Now, okay, so the guy working there, he was right, but he handled it wrong.
Yeah.
So this lady,
on that end, yeah.
So this lady had a dog that she originally left in the room, right?
Yeah, because we got the story after it all went down, because we didn't know. It sounded. I think she had 2 dogs, because I think I saw her walk in, because they wouldn't even let her come through the lobby by the time this yelling match had all ended. So I saw it was a Rottweiler. They're great. I've known them to be great dogs, but that's a really big, unpredictable dog in a strange environment.
Yeah, so the hotel allows you to have a dog. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
The issue was that she left the dog unattended, and then when she realized that when she had the dog out in the lobby with her, she realized she didn't have her leash. She left the dog in the lobby.
Yeah.
And it's like the dog was friendly, but the problem is if another dog comes in, you can create an issue. And it's just against the hotel's policy. It's like the hotel was being accommodating by allowing a dog.
Yeah.
Because a lot of hotels don't allow pets, period. Yeah. And they don't allow big breeds for the most part.
Yeah.
So the hotel was like, you can have a dog, but here's our policy. And she went off, and Noah, the attendant, he handled it right, but wrong, because he yelled back.
Eventually, not immediately. He was trying to be cool.
And he was screaming at her to get out, get out. Yeah.
It escalated to him yelling at her to just leave, and tell her to leave.
Yeah, because I had a month and a half ago a client yelling at me, and the way you're supposed to handle it is not go to their level. So you don't argue, you don't yell, nothing. You just let them do their thing, and you keep your tone at the level you want them to go to. So like in my instance, when the client was yelling at me and stuff, and she, it felt like she was just venting, so there was no reason to participate anyway. But anyway, she was yelling, cursing, all kinds of stuff, and I just stayed quiet. And eventually, she's like, "Are you there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just listening." And so I never escalated it because there was no point to it. Well, where Noah screwed up is he started yelling back at her and yelling to get out and all that. And eventually he came up and explained it to us. And he goes, unfortunately, I feel like that was only Act 2 because it was the second time she come and yelled at him. He goes, I feeling there will be an Act 3, and there was an Act 3 later on, but we didn't witness it. Other people did. But apparently she decided to start yelling at him again later on.
Oh, that one she did. I think that was when you're on your walk. She came back out and she's like storming in and out as she's getting her stuff out to the car. And she comes back in, she's yelling at the housekeeping. Do they pay you right here? I bet they don't pay you enough. And she's like, I'll be right, because before when she left, she's like, I'll be right back with your tip. And I thought, oh, so that's her exit line? No, she was actually coming back in with a tip. I don't know what kind of a point she was trying to prove. I'm sure the housekeeping attendant appreciated it, and I don't know if they split them. I don't know. But she's like, here's $100, because I bet they don't pay you enough to work here. And she's like, you're going to be sorry. Like to Noah. She's like, you're going to be sorry. You're going to regret this. And she walks out. I was like,
yeah, so
I don't know what
honestly,
happened. I don't have all the details, but wow.
It wasn't a bad area of town, nothing like that. And but it felt like such a
drama fest.
Just such a Gihetto hotel.
It was just drama.
Yeah, just drama the whole way through.
I don't know why she had to do that. Like, I guess, like, from someone who has had an incident from an unleashed dog, I kind of take it personally, because the dog passed us without incident the first time when I was walking my dog 20 years ago. And then all of a sudden I hear a guy yelling, and I can see this dog weaving in and out of trying to get back through the parking lot, because we live in an apartment at the time. And he comes charging at us and clinched my dog in the head after zero incident or attention in the first pass. So they could just change. They just change your mind, or they just can decide to be aggressive. And so for her to leave the dog unattended in the hotel room, what if housekeeping had gone in to tidy up the room and the dog gets surprised because it's coming onto his territory? Or, and then like he said, what if somebody came in with another dog and that dog's loose and he charges the dog, and then there's this big gross dog fight? Because you just don't know how dogs are going to respond. You just don't know. So it was like, oh man.
Yeah. So, hotel stay from hell. And we're not going to mention the name of it because the hotel's supposed to get back to us sometime next week, because I complained through the DMs, and they created a case number and all that, because it's like the whole stay was just horrific from the word go.
Just never had to.
It never had to be that way. And I'm like, and I'm pretty super chill about letting people get away with stuff.
Whatever.
But it was just one thing after another, and finally I'm like, nah. I mean, we paid a lot of money to stay, and just did not get a. I
mean, it was a good price, but it was like still, I would have chosen.
Still expensive.
I would have chosen another hotel for just the same price, or even a little bit more. I would have chosen a different hotel.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. If you like the show, like, share, comment, leave feedback, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go to dadsruleswag.com to pick up cool kick-ass swag. Not like what I'm wearing now because it's 40-some degrees and I'm freezing. And until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.